So, Dad, tell us your name, when you were born.
My name is Andrew E. Kramer. I was born at Kramer in 1930, October 9, in Budapest, Hungary. I was born into a higher middle class family. My father was a wholesale meat supplier. We had a very good life.
Do you remember your grandfather?
Definitely. One of my grandfathers is Zika Kramer, my father's father.
What did he do?
He was also a meat wholesaler, and my father was apprenticing with him.
And what about your maternal grandfather?
He was Sándor Alexander Kerekes, also Kramer. His name was Hungarized. He was a traveling salesman for a shoe company.
And your grandmother?
My grandmother was my favorite, who had the biggest effect on me and whom I liked and still like the best.
Is this your maternal grandmother or your paternal
Was
grandmother?
my maternal grandmother.
Oh.
She died, unfortunately, in 1951.
And so tell me about your grandmother.
My grandmother was coming from a family where all the male members were professionals, doctors and lawyers, and the women were not sent to university. So her education was limited. I am not exactly sure, but I think it was limited at the high school level.
Okay. And tell me more about her. Why was she so special to you?
The the biggest memory, which is maybe representative, when the Germans representative in Hungary, the Arukas people, came to collect me to take to the camps. And when they took me, she collapsed.
Okay, but that was much later. So talk about her in terms of your early life.
My parents were busy with the business.
What business?
My father was a wholesaler, so he went to the country and bought cattle and then brought it home, got it slaughtered and sold the meat. What he could sell wholesale, he sold wholesale, and what he couldn't, he had his retail stores where he brought the remaining merchandise and sold it from there.
So your grandmother looked after you quite a bit when you were young.
We lived together, the grandparents and my parents originally. And my grandparents looked after me from birth until about 6 years old.
In the same house, they lived with you.
Yeah, in the same apartment.
Okay.
And then they had a difference of opinion. They moved separately, and I moved with the grandparents because my mother was too busy with the whatever.
And how was your grandmother as a maternal figure for you?
Very nice.
Why?
As a matter of fact, she resembles her.
She meaning mom? So she was a nice lady.
Very nice lady. Worked very hard, but was not appreciated sufficiently.
Worked very hard how?
In the home, looking after the family and her husband. And what hurts me to this day, When she was asked whether her husband liked her, she said, I don't know, ask him. That hurts.
So you cared a lot about her. You cared a lot about her.
Absolutely.